thank you for having an interview with me. It means a lot to me, trust me.
Oh, Andrea, I'm so happy to do it. I'm just sorry we can't see each other.
Oh,
I'm all dressed up.
Got good audio, so that works. Okay, so I just had a couple questions for you.
Sure.
First of all, how are you today? Doing all right?
Yes, I'm so glad we decided to start early to try and get this because I'm kind of the worst with technology and I can't spell anything either, if you noticed in my emails. So this is good.
Yeah, I'm not very good with technology either. Like I said, that's my husband. That's what he's good at, not me.
Since the old days, we in the writing room we used to have Apple like in the early 90s. And Mike was the guy that kind of knew everything and helped everybody. And then I had babies, and so I, wasn't there for a while. And then when I did come back, I wasn't, doing as much typing or any of the extra stuff. And then I ended up doing PC, which I could never understand. And now I'm back.
That's awesome. That actually reminds me, I seen a I don't know the name of it. It was a documentary, and like it showed all you guys like in the writing room. If I'm not mistaken, I believe I remember it saying that you guys would just like sit around and watch, those movies like over and over, and like you're coming up with the jokes and everything. And like I just thought, oh wow, that how awesome that is, but also how like torturous that would have had to be, because some of the movies I know some were just like, oh my God, those poor people.
This is so bad. I know. And yeah, we used to kind of sit around and do that, but now, we just for RiffTrax, we all write our by ourselves. You get an assigned portion and you write it. And kind of looking back, that probably would have been the most efficient way for us to do that. But we were having too much fun together, so we never wanted to do that. I remember Mike was like, "Hey, as head writer, we should do this," and we were all be like, "No way."
It seemed like just such an awesome way to do it, though, because at least you have other people to, sit through it with you and everything. And
yes. It was more fun but less efficient. I think we could have gotten a lot more done, but we were young.
Well, it was something that, and for a kind of a younger kid, growing up through the 90s, like I made it a point that I remember on Saturday mornings, I would have my mother wake me up. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was either 8 or 9 a.m. It would come on Sci-Fi, and I would have my mom wake me up just so I could watch that, because I didn't get most of the jokes, but I just knew I loved what I was seeing, and I still laughed. And
oh, that's so cute. I'm glad to hear that. And you're in West Virginia, right?
Oh yeah. Yep.
So one of our writers, Sean, is from West Virginia. Not West Virginia, but West Virginia.
Oh, wow, really?
Uh-huh. And then my daughter-in-law is from Kentucky. She's from, just about the beginning of Appalachia, kind of Harlan County and all that.
Oh, okay. Kentucky is actually, I think, from where we're, because we're almost the most southern county in West Virginia, but my sister actually lives in Kentucky, and we're probably about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours away from Kentucky, so not that far off, but definitely right in the middle of Appalachian there.
Yeah. But it's I've been enjoying that part of the country. We had the wedding last year in Kentucky, and it was, it's gorgeous.
I tell you, I want to move sometimes, but then fall is my favorite season, and then I get to experience fall here again, and I'm just like, nope, I couldn't leave because the leaves changing and all that. It's just the leaves change.
Yeah, the leaves change here in Minnesota. If you want to put up with sub-zero temperatures, you're welcome, Andrea. Come here.
I've honestly wanted to come and visit, which we want to travel anyway, of course. So that's on the list.
It's on the agenda.
Yes, exactly. Okay. I get sidetracked quite a bit sometimes. I apologize in advance.
Likewise. So we're probably a bad team.
A good and bad team all at once.
Exactly.
All right. So tell me, like I said, I'm going to hit a couple things here because I do have not quite a few. Just we'll work through it. All right. What was your favorite episode of Mystery Science Theater.
What was my first episode?
Favorite episode.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, golly. I'm terrible at when sketches were in what movies. So I loved when Mike was Michael Feinstein. I don't know if you know who that guy even is. But when Mike played the piano player that then we killed, I loved that. And I liked, I guess I liked the one with chunk, hard cheese, and all that one. Oh, what is it? Towards the end. We just redid it on RiffTrax. I loved that one. And I loved Girls Town.
Yes, Space Mutiny. That is a personal favorite of mine and my husband's. We will randomly go and find either a GIF or like just a picture with like all the names and just send it to each other. Or
yes.
Start busting out some of them.
Yes, so I like that one. It's hard to tell because you watch so many of them; they really do run together. So, but I just remember just all of us being delighted, and that was towards the end, I think, and we were just knowing, it's almost over. So I loved that one. Laser Blast. That's it.
I love that. I love that one too. A personal favorite because I've seen where you and Mike do a lot with your church and stuff, and which is really awesome. My husband and I also are in church, but before we got into church and everything, we were drug addicts, and we were kind of homeless there for a while. And one of the things that would bring us joy is we downloaded Boggy Creek 2 on the phone, and we would go and we would just sit and we would put it together, and that was kind of like, and we always go back to that one, like if we're kind of, whether we're feeling bad or just just wanting that I don't know, just kind of laugh, we'll put it on that. But
Andrea, what I'm glad to hear that I think anytime people laugh, and when you laugh, you're happy, and you're usually with someone when you're laughing, and so that's always a good thing. So when you in your recovery, were you did you find each other first, and then you kind of were saved, found the Lord, and then recovered, or did you kind of do it all at the same time?
Me and my husband, Rob, we both were raised in church. And, of course, as you get older, circumstances kind of happen and you get introduced to this and that. And
absolutely.
When we got together, we actually were, we both were, addicts already in very, I guess you could say, early stages. And sadly, we did kind of help each other to go farther with the addiction. But we did end up getting clean. Well, he got clean first, and then about 2-3 months later, then I began, that process. He got clean though by going to a faith-based sober living home program, and that got him clean, and he was able to reach out to me, and I was able to come and join it with him. And since then, it was 2016, we have both been clean, and we've been helping other people as well to find Jesus and get clean as well. So
right. And you can definitely do it at the same time.
Yes, absolutely. Exactly. That's what we try to let everybody know is actually it's to us, it's a lot better to do it with, the help of the Lord. So that's
without the Lord, it's people get sober, but with the Lord, there is a kind of, I think there's a softness and a gentleness and a less of the condemnation that can come on it. You just kind of pick yourself up and start again when you relapse. I have I know a lot of people getting clean and recovering. In a Bible study that I helped facilitate in the Shakopee Women's Prison here in Minnesota. Oh, wow. And so often it just sounds like your story, like people, young women, they were raised in the church, but I don't know, there's a divorce in the family or something, and they start using, and it helps the pain for a while until it doesn't. Exactly. And then you do the things you got to do to keep it going. You hang out with the wrong man. You do the wrong thing for that guy. One thing leads to another. And so but once people find the Lord, you just know that he already knows everything. so he doesn't have to like find out about you and then love you. He loves you, and then you do start from there. And so that's a really beautiful thing when people realize that, like, don't worry, he already knows.
Yes, exactly. That's what we, make it a point to let them know that, because there's you hear a lot of, well, a lot of people tell us, I've done some really bad stuff, and I don't think he could love me. You just have to, let them know. Actually, the beautiful thing is that while you're doing this, horrible stuff that you're thinking, way, he is like, oh, please, just come on,
Yes, that's what I always say. Like, while I was doing the bad stuff, he was loving me and watching me and forgiving me.
Yes.
Right in the middle of doing it.
Exactly. And it's just, it's wonderful. But you guys were definitely a bit of a ray of sunshine in our darkened worlds at that time.
I'm so happy to hear it. I truly, truly am. It's been a privilege our whole life when you realize how important making people laugh is, and making people laugh in a way that brings them joy, and not in a way, like C.S. Lewis talks a lot about, laughter can take people down the wrong path too. It can be a hateful, hurtful thing that you associate with gossip all the time, so it makes me happy, Andrea.
Well, thank you. Okay, I see I ran right off there.
Hey, that's okay.
I will go.
Then your friend, Mr. Editing, you can always edit.
Exactly. Well, I'll let the husband do that, because God knows I delete it, and then I'll have to call you again.
I know.
So
maybe we just have our husbands do this.
Yes, next time we'll just all be like, okay, you let us talk and y'all can talk. And okay, so we most certainly do RiffTrax. Of course, we love them. One of my favorite, and it's craziest. Movie-wise, we definitely love, well, I do, Fun in Balloon Land. That is, it's a trip. But
I'm sorry, which one was it?
Fun in Balloon Land.
Oh, my goodness. Isn't it so weird?
It is. Like, oh, God. My husband says that I feel like I drank a whole bottle of cough syrup when I watched it. Like, yeah, I know. It is a trip and a half. But it's definitely manageable, with the help of RiffTrax, of course. But sure, what I love. I told you in the email when I was a girl naturally, or naturally a girl.
Girl. Yes, the junior high hygiene film that you would see at school. You wouldn't, you're too young, but very much something I would have seen.
It was, I was like, oh my goodness. But what is your favorite short?
Okay, I really love the Farm Family shorts that Mary Jo and I did. Farm Family in winter, spring, summer, and fall. Mostly because we did a little research on them, and we found out, it happened in Wisconsin. I was able to like Google Earth the guy's house.
Oh, wow.
We found out that the guy Dale ended up played for the Green Bay Packers, and maybe somebody else, but he was a successful athlete. His brother was a successful businessman working for Cargill, which is a big grain thing. His other sister was a teacher, and they were just this amazing family, and it was really fun to riff the movies but like kind of know those personalities from growing up in the Midwest. Like I went to school with kids like that. So yeah. I would say I really love those. And then we recently just did for Father's Day or Mother's Day, My Mother Was Never a Kid. And I really liked that.
I haven't seen it, which we just, the new kind of, I guess it's like a streaming thing that RiffTrax offers. We just now were able to get that, and it's
cool.
It's wonderful. I love it. Let's see. Okay, so let's see. Tell me a little bit about and I'm not sure even how to ask it, so I'll just say, tell me about motherhood, like what it's been like, working kind of in the media industry, being a mother, and being a
absolutely, sure. So I think it's interesting. So we Mike and I met and we were both doing stand-up comedy, and we met in 1989, got married in 1989, and then we're just immediately started writing on the show. And so when I got pregnant with our oldest in 93, I was the only one of anyone there. We were the only ones really. There was other people married, but we were the only ones starting a family. And so it was suddenly we were the youngest of the whole crew, and we were the only ones doing that. And so everyone was, of course, always everyone was really supportive of everything. But yet, when you haven't had kids, you don't know what it's like. And so it was hard for a while to balance, like, oh, I really want to be in that sketch, but I only have a sitter till 2, and the schedule goes till 4. So I had to, a lot of times you just have to go like, you know what, I don't get to be in that one. That's okay. So there was a little, for a while there was a lot of like, okay, I don't get to play as much. But for the most part, everyone was really supportive, and it was exciting. And I took a big chunk of time off at first. When I had our first son, and then just started to do more of just writing and less of the line assigning and some of the nitty gritty work that the others were doing. So I got off kind of easily.
Well, that's really cool, though. But we know how that goes as well. With sometimes having to be like, I can't do that right now because our youngest is just turned 4 months old yesterday, and our oldest.
Oh, really?
So we've kind of got them stair-stepped a little bit, but.
And how old is your oldest, Andrea?
10.
10. Oh my goodness, you got 5.
Oh yeah.
Crammed in there. Oh my goodness gracious. You are busy. You're in the trenches, so you absolutely know.
Yes, exactly. It's wonderful.
Yeah,
definitely very busy.
Yeah, and you really have to decide, like, I'm not gonna feel bad, like I'm missing out on things. There's plenty of time on the other end, and they need me here now today when you've got little ones. And so that's kind of I don't even want to say like it's not a sacrifice because you're doing the right thing, but it's just the way it is. It's just sometimes life's the way it is, so you got to do what you got to do.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly the way to put it dead on.
Yeah.
So how old are your kids now?
They're adults. They're grown men.
So
yeah, our oldest is 26, and then so that's August, and then our son George is 20. He'll be 24.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, I heard in a one of the what was it called? I got to hear some of the instead of tweeting.
Yes. Yeah. Hopefully we'll do some more. It's just we have to get our schedules right, but.
Oh, it was wonderful. But I did get to hear the one. I heard the Sammy Hagar one, which was just amazing. By the way, loved it. But also the one, the parenting survey with your son August. That's just amazing.
And then doesn't he have just like a great comedic, just deadpan? He just C minus.
Yeah, that's what got me. I was like, oh my gosh, he does, because he does, kind of sound like Mike. And I was like, yep, you can definitely hear it. It's great, sense of humor's together, and it's wonderful.
I'm glad you like that one. That's funny.
Okay, let's see. I'm not gonna try to keep you much longer. I'm so sorry.
Good, I'm fine. I've got plenty of time. But I will just say, our kids are Southerners. They live in Nashville. So they like it. They like it down there. So I'm happy. So I get down your way a little bit more than you think.
Oh, that's awesome. All you got to do is message me sometime. You're more than welcome here, and enjoy West.
Oh, thank you. We were in Cincinnati not long ago, and we had to taste all the different Cincinnati chilies.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. They have like big Cincinnati chili wars, but I didn't really realize that's kind of considered. It starts to be kind of Southern Cincinnati. It's a little bit of like your area, the South, the Midwest, kind of all wrapped into one.
Yeah. I've honestly never been to Ohio. I can honestly say that. I've seen it like from. I know that sounds silly, but from Huntington, which is right across the bridge.
Yeah, it's cloudy there.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. All right, so our kids love RiffTrax and Mystery Science Theater. I mean, they absolutely love it. Anytime my youngest son, who's going to be 2 in June, anytime he hears the song come on, no matter where he's at, he takes off running to be right at the TV, and he will sit down and watch it as long as we are there. Like, he loves it.
Oh, that's awesome.
What does your kids, did they watch it very much? Were they like on set with you guys, or they enjoyed it?
You know, no, they didn't actually. We didn't have TV when they were little. We got rid of it, and probably the best parenting thing we ever did. And but they were really little when it was over. I mean, they were only like preschool, second grade.
Yeah.
You know, and then it was over, and I kind of think your dad's your dad, and so you don't really watch it. Like, they actually found out about it and saw more episodes when they got a little bit older, and their friends would be watching it, or like a friend's older sibling, you know, kind of a deal. So it kind of didn't get really, I feel like it got popular after it was over, in a way, like where we lived, where people would recognize us or anything. Well, it was on, we just kind of lived our lives, you know. It really came after.
Wow.
But I think it's the same. I think my kids watch it occasionally, but they certainly don't admit to thinking we're funny. That is for sure. I'm just as annoying to them as anybody. In fact, I got really mad at one of them when they were little about something I said, and he kind of I tried to make a joke with his friends or something, and he kind of rolled his eyes, and I remember like later getting really mad, like, you know, I'm just not some stupid person, you know, like I was just really mad. Like a lot of people think I'm pretty funny, and he's like, well, it was so embarrassing, Mom. I'm like, I'm sorry, I'll try to just rein it in from now on.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. Oh Lord, our parents think that I've joked around with my daughters, and they'd be listening to music, and I just kind of start dancing, just, you know, goofing off, and I have never seen children make that face before, and they're like, "No, Mom, no." We go, okay.
Oh, yeah, well, they shut you down. Like, they will remind you that you're not cool every day.
Oh yes, children are so brutally honest, and like it's really brutal sometimes, because, you know, 4 months postpartum, the belly's still, you know, kind of, it's starting to go back down.
Might be time to get pregnant again.
Huh?
It might be time to get pregnant again if the tummy's going down.
Oh no, can't do that. I think our daughter. She made quite an event of her debut into the world, and she was my first C-section. So I'm like, no, that was rough. Not doing that again.
Yeah, don't do that. Oh my goodness, that is rough.
That was.
So tell me a little bit about your ministry.
Oh, well, I was actually about to ask about your role in your church and with the youth group. So I guess we'll kind of go back and forth on that. Well, we're not technically members of a church, like a straight up, you know, on the books kind of thing. There's a church that we go to a lot, and they are, you know, especially in our area, trying to bring in unity and stuff. And, you know, our region is definitely being battled with the opioid crisis, you know.
I know it.
We're doing everything we can to, you know, just kind of pray about, you know, I guess, like a kind of revival coming here, you know, to kind of reach out to people, so they will, you know, start coming to, so they can come and find Jesus, and they can find, you know, deliverance from that, because that's one moment. I don't know that. Okay, took care of it. Sorry. But so they can find, you know, deliverance, because that's what happened with me and my husband. And we know that not every, you know, situation is the same, but
right.
This one definitely for us, it other substances to help us get off of drugs was not the answer. It just kind of took us farther, you know. So
I can totally see that. Yep.
It's
like sin. It's not like some lesser sin is going to help you get out of the older sin. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You don't, like, it kind of doesn't work that way.
No, it honestly doesn't. And because we tried probably two, I'm thinking actually we tried 3 different times to use another substance to get us off of drugs. And like I said, just each time it was the same result, like it a little bit farther down the line, a little bit farther, you know, again. So Jesus had to step in on that one and put a stop to it. And
yeah. Absolutely. I know that for me, like, I remember before I was raised, in a Christian home, and I was raised Catholic, and we went to church and we did our stuff, and we certainly had a prayerful home. Like my mother would say, you should pray about that. It wasn't like that I was raised without anything. But when Mike then became a Christian, we both became Christians in like 96, where we really had this profound experience with forgiveness and with Jesus. And the thing that I remember really getting me is, sometimes people would say like, oh, Jesus loves you. And I'd be kind of like, yeah, whatever. Lots of people like me, kind of like that though, like, yeah, love's cheap. But when I realized he loved me enough to take the punishment for the bad stuff I'd done, that love I was hard to understand. And once I did, boy, did I really understand what it meant to have Jesus love me. It wasn't like Jesus thinks you're neat and likes having you around. No, Jesus is fine on his own. He doesn't need you. He just loves you. Despite the things you've done. And not only that, he's taken the punishment. That was profound.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. That's beautiful. It's definitely true. But yeah, that's well, like I said, that's kind of what we do around here to try to help people. We also go to homeless shelters and kind of help stay in homeless shelters as well. And we know that they of course in there, but we know it's kind of a dark. You do kind of feel like, oh, I'm never going to get out of here. So we like to take them food. Well, we've been able to do it once, and we got to help out another ministry down in Florida in Clearwater in December with homeless outreach. So we're planning to hopefully do that again in July.
So do you take the whole family when you go?
The older ones weren't able to go with us this last time because they had school, but they will be coming with us from now on. So, but the two, well, I was still pregnant with the youngest at the time, but the other two, our 4-year-old and our soon-to-be 2-year-old, they were with us, and they loved it. They got to kind of help out too, and
yeah, absolutely. And to have kids around, people love that. That's very cool. So, okay, so you guys then, it's kind of, from what I'm understanding, you're kind of doing this ministry out of your house. It's kind of like your life, family / ministry is what's going on.
Yes, absolutely. Yep. That's exactly what we're doing. Well, I'll ask you another question, and then I'll let you go. Let's see here. Well, okay. There we go.
No math questions.
Oh, I need help with math, so there could be. I'm terrible at math. My poor children if they mention that word to me, I'm like, oh no, cannot help you on that one.
I can't either do it. I can't do it either. When Mary Jo and I are together, like if we go out for lunch or something, I like, Mary Jo, we just do the tip here. Figure it out. Tell me what I owe.
That's how
Mary Jo's good at math, and she's good at spelling, and she's a good typist, and she has nice printing.
Yeah.
All the opposite of me.
So how well, I'll throw a little quick question in there real fast. How is it working with like Mary Jo and even like Bill and Kevin and everybody? How is that? Is it?
Oh, sure. Well, starting with Mary Jo and I have known each other so long too, almost since probably 1990, and so we just kind of knew each other from this comedy world. And then I was on the show, and then I was like very excited when they were going to audition Mary Jo, and we just always have gotten along. We see the world from the same position a lot of times, absurdities. We love to call each other with weird things people say, in checkout lines and things. And we just have all I can say is we have a lovely time together. We rehearse, and then we talk for about a half an hour, and then we rehearse for about 10 minutes, and we talk. And sometimes it takes us all morning to get through a movie because we're just yakking about other things. So, and we sometimes do stuff together, go to plays and stuff like that. And then Kevin, and of course, we've known Kevin forever. He got married a week after we did. And we're like, if we'd known each other maybe a month more, we would have been at each other's weddings. But they're just lovely. We see each other, you know, for dinner and things like that with Kevin, Bill, everyone outside of RiffTrax. We're not like everyday buds because you have to work together. You see each other a lot, but we are very on good terms and friendly and very easy relationships. And you know, Kevin's always a blast, and he's a really good cook. And Bill has all these amazing, funny dogs, and his kids are a lot of fun. So it's good.
That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that.
Oh yeah.
Like it's awesome that you guys are like, you know, you go, you know, you enjoy time together outside of, you know, the, I guess, studio time, you could say. You know, one more question and then I will stop bothering you.
Oh, Andrea, you're not bothering me at all. I was looking forward to this very muchly.
I have been a nervous wreck, and my husband even told me that he kind of sent you an email, and he
did send me an email, but do you have to tell him this? I read it, and I'm so embarrassed. I was getting my hair done, and then I was getting my hair dyed, and you know how that goes. And I was like, well, I can't talk now. And then I was going to text him, and then I had that, like, got the hair dye on my fingers, and then the woman doing my hair said, Bridget, put the phone down. So anyway, I just got back and tell him he caused me to get yelled at.
Oh, you're so sorry about that.
I'm totally kidding.
No, I definitely, actually, I need to read that mine now that you bring it up. I always do the kind of bright, crazy colors. Like here for the past little bit, it's been like a very bright pinkish red color, and it's definitely faded. But the problem with that is when I do it and I get it everywhere, it looks like a crime scene. So
it looks, I know, that's why I don't do it by myself anymore, because I went through too many towels. I ruined some wallpaper. Forget it. Just don't tell Mike that I'm spending money on. He doesn't know where I go once a month for several hours.
I will keep that secret safe. Let's see. So what's in the future?
What's in the future? Well, Andrea, if I knew that, I would be God. No, I'm just kidding. What's in the future? Okay, I do know something good. So tomorrow night, RiffTrax Live is in theaters across the country, which is Star Raiders, and it's going to be then rebroadcast next week. But if you are free tomorrow night, it is just log on to RiffTrax Live and you can see a theater near you. It's in 700 theaters in the United States and Canada. How do you like that? I sounded like a real person on a real interview. And so that is super exciting, and that movie is must be seen to be believed. And I got to meet the director and one of the main woman in it when I was in Nashville last time, and they were just amazing people. And he did the special effects, and it was just a lot of fun. It's weird to meet people that have made something that you make fun of, but hey, everybody's doing their thing, you know.
It's so funny we were talking about this, and we have I'm not sure how he has this set up, but it's set up to where we get RiffTrax notifications, like not through email, but like just on the computer. And while you were saying that, it popped up, see RiffTrax Live in theaters next. Don't miss Star Raiders. But wow.
Yes, so do it. It's really, really funny. And I think there's a short in that one, I can't remember. So that's coming up, and that's the guys. And then Mary Jo and I have, we just have our usual stuff coming up, but we have a fun, we just went a little bit dark. There we go. We have a fun thing coming out for Father's Day too. She and I are going to start this thing where we're doing, we'll do some of the holidays. Like we're going to do National Squirrel Day, and we did Mother's Day, and we're going to do another short that'll come out on Father's Day. Just extra little ones. They're like 15 minutes. So that should be coming up. So if you don't know what to get your dad, get him a RiffTrax.
That sounds awesome. I'll get that for my husband, actually. So
yeah, so that's kind of my deal. And then ministry wise, the stuff I do at the prison, it's through Bible Study Fellowship International, which is an amazing thing. People can join classes in the fall, like in your area. If there isn't one, you can join an online class and they do it through Zoom, like we're doing now, and you can just be in a BSF class. They're going to be studying the Acts of the Apostles. So bsf.org, go online. Anybody who listens to this and get in a class, it's amazing. It has made me from a baby Christian to a not baby Christian. I wouldn't say I'm a mature Christian. Actually, I am. But it's an amazing thing, and that is what it's not spoon-fed, but it's, you can do it, and that is what we brought to the prison, and it's been thriving. It's been 5 years, and to know that incarcerated women are studying, like last year, 1st and 2nd Kings. Come on, that's amazing, and they love it, and they often say that they feel freer in prison than they do on the outside, and that is a really cool thing. But Andrea, you can call me again sometime. We'll do this again.
Oh, I'm just gonna have to take you up on that, because I have absolutely enjoyed this. This has been wonderful, and it has been such a blessing to talk to you and to meet you. Well, through the computer, meet you.
Absolutely, and I have to get the picture thing working better, because all I saw, I could see you and a little tiny little box of you, and then a giant picture of myself this whole time, which has not been enjoyable. But the picture of you is cute.
I've been very fidgeting because, like I said, I've been kind of nervous, and so.
Oh, absolutely, don't be. Please, no. No condemnation. Okay, this has been absolutely super fun.
This has. Thank you so much, and God bless you. And we will keep in touch.
Absolutely.
We will have to.
Bye-bye.
Bye.